All right, good Saturday afternoon and welcome to Brady's Run Ice Park, just outside Beaver Falls, Pennsylvania for Game 1 of the Steel City Selects Invitational. We've got your Steel City Selects in their home whites. We're going to be the home team for this game. And these Colorado 14ers in LA Kings colors, predominantly black, a little bit of gray, a little bit of silver. We'll go with LA Kings or Oakland Raiders, if you will. Although I realize they're now in Vegas, but I'm old enough they'll always be in Oakland to me. So we're going to go 3 15-minute periods. We're high above the arena here. We got a good angle. Tina's playing the music as usual. It's loud, but we'll do the best we can over that and get you some action here. I see the audience starting to gather. We got 2:35 on the warm-up clock. We will be back for the puck drop. All right, as we get ready for puck drop, the warm-up clock has expired. To give you some lineup updates today for your Steel City Selects. No Panetta number 3, no Mrazek number 9. Both of them not feeling well and have decided to stay back from the team in an effort to keep these girls playing. We appreciate that decision and miss you girls. I'm assuming you're watching. Watch your teammates here. Hope you're feeling better, and maybe we see you tomorrow. We've got 2 tomorrow, and then we'll figure out where we go from there. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. We got 45 minutes of round-robin action between these Steel City Selects and these Colorado 14ers. Looks like we're starting with Stevens, Peets, Kinger, and we're going to get Litz and Zivkovic on the back end as Stevens falls down before the first face-off. We'll talk about that later. We got that on video. We will get the huddle video started here momentarily, and then we will get this game underway. All right, we're going to get this game underway, get the huddle video started, and here we go. They drop it back. Litz across to Zivkovic. Zivkovic up the far wall. Has Stevens ahead of her. She's going to gain the red line, dump it. It's going to go in behind the net where King's going to go loop it back around the backside. Stevens will pick it up there. Stevens centers for King. King scores! Izzy King on a centering pass from Stevens. And just like that, 17 seconds in, your Steel City Selects are up 1-0. Stevens centering pass, King, rebound, tipped it in, and it's 1-0 Selects. And I'm going to battle Tina's music here a little bit, so I'm going to stay on mute. All right, Klein takes this draw. Klein out here now with Walkoskis and Clarity. Walkoskis up into the center. Walkoskis shoots, goaltender gloves that one. We'll get another stoppage. So 2 quick shots here, 20-odd seconds into the game. Goaltender had to make a save on that one with her glove, and we're going to go to the far circle for the draw. No immediate music, so we'll keep talking to you as Klein takes that draw. She pushes it into the corner. I told Tina that there's a speaker literally right up here by me, so I'm battling it, but we'll work it. As always, they battle in the corner, Clarity and Klein. 14ers come out of there with it. Here they come back through neutral. Kiesel steps over, pushes that player to the wall, up the near wall. They drop it back to the point, and it comes out. Clarity picks it up, backhands it to Walkoskis, who loses it to a 14er. Here they come across neutral, dance around Dull. Klein separates that player from the puck in front of the Selects bench. Bounced out, bounced in, and that is offsides. So apologies for the jiggle here. It is... the bleachers are made out of wood, and there's more than the average amount of give involved in this wood. So we will do the best we can as always, as the 14ers dump it in down the near wall, and the music continued after the faceoff. In behind, Howe. Howe sends it up too far for Yenny. 14ers pick it up, send it into the center where Marshall picks it up, bounces it off the wall ahead to Yenny. Yenny up the far wall. Yenny gains the red line, dumps it. Or Makasenka's going to go chase it down. We've got Makasenka out here with Sherwood and Yenny. We got Marshall and Howe up high as the defensive pairings get reunited after last week where we had some missing players. Marshall, near point. Howe, far point. Howe shoots. Interference, puck loose in front. Beaten, banging, goalie, beaten, banging. Finally, they cover it up as Sherwood was banging on that on the doorstep. Couldn't find the back of the net. So we're going to continue here with a face-off in the far circle. Looks like we're going to stick with Yenny, Sherwood, and Makasenka, Marshall, and Howe. With 2 forwards down, we're going to get 3 traditional lines here. And that should be what we run most of the game as Yenny puts a stick on it. Sherwood puts a shoulder into that big 14er. They still battle there, and they clear it back to center where Howe picks it up, sends it in. As Yenny had cleared, it goes in behind the net, into the corner, where they're going to send it around behind. Yenny gets a stick on it as a 14er player knocks her off the puck. Now it goes into the corner where the 14ers pick it up, come up the near wall. Pete stepped in front of that. Marshall picks it up. We've got Pete's out here now with Makasenka and Yenny as Marshall gets pushed off the puck. Pete's digging for it, gets it out, or sends it out rather, didn't want it out as Pete's picks it up. Pete's trying to drop it to Stevens. Stevens had skated past it, and we're going to get a penalty here. As King touches that up, it's going to be Pete's is going to go sit for, it's either going to be a trip or a hook. Let's see what happens here. We'll see what Stripes calls in just a second as he's looking around and is telling them, and it's a trip. So we're going to be down 1. We've got Kinger out here with Litz, Stevens, and Zivkovic to kill this penalty off. 12:41 to go. They're waiting for the penalty to come up on the board. I'll mute it out to avoid the music. They got it squared away now, and here we go. Puck into the near corner. Litz sends it around to the far side, where a 14er's going to pick it up there. Leave it for the high point. Stevens overskates. It goes in deeper. Zivkovic. Zivkovic bounces it up the wall. Can't get it out. Stevens gets a stick on it. She gets it out. 14ers are going to follow up as Stevens needs to be careful not to over pursue, which she doesn't. Comes back the other way. Zivkovic sends it back out. 14ers going to regroup top of their zone, bring it across that zone now into the center where they chip it up ahead, but Zivkovic's going to pick that up shorthanded. Zivkovic's going to bounce it up the wall, through enough players to avoid the icing as it goes in on the crease. Kinger knocked that down near wall. Stevens picks it up. Stevens turning, sends it back ahead. Kinger Kinger tries to send it into the zone. Can't. Here come the 14ers up the near wall. They get a shot off. Misses to the near side. Forgot to tell you, it's goaltender Eves in the pipes today. Loose in front of Eves. And just like that, the 14ers tie it up on a power play goal as Peets leaves the box. 14ers are going to pick up a power play goal there as it came off Eves. Died in the front. There was a rebound, and it got tipped in. So just like that, with 11:45 to go, we've got tie game at 1. So we're going to come back to center ice here. Klein with Claherty and Walkoskis are going to come out here with Dahl and Kiesel as we wait for this face-off to happen, and Klein's going to step in and take it. They take it, and puck drifts ahead. 14ers comes into the zone as Walkoskis got tied up momentarily. Cuts across, Klein holds it, Walkoskis holds it, Klein swiping at its inner feet. Walkoskis comes out of there with it. Walkoskis comes in, bouncing puck, hits a 14er in the foot. Back to the near point, Kiesel. Kiesel sends it in low. Claherty's there, Claherty turns, and Claherty finds the inside right corner of that net, about mid-height. On a pass from Kiesel from the point, and it's 2-1 Selects. So on a shot by Claherty on a pass from Kiesel, Klein, Walkoskis, and Claherty stay out here now. 2-1 Selects as Walkoskis comes to the near wall. She loses the puck to a 14er. Kiesel chips it ahead. Comes dancing along the blue line, and the 14ers are going to pick it up there, send it back ahead, past everyone, and that should be an icing. So with 11:10 to go, we'll come back down here, which should be the far circle, as Sherwood, Yenny, and Makasinka jump out here with Marshall and Howe on the back end. We'll go to the far circle. And we've got a quiet version of Margaritaville. The volume is very variable here. Sometimes Tina blasts me, and then we get Margaritaville, and it's like we're in church. As Yenny shoots that from the far wall. Over to the corner, Marshall. Marshall drops it lower. And can't get it past that 14er. They send it back to center, where Makasinka chips it. Comes back to Yenny. Yenny puts it back up towards Makasinka. Makasinka on the blue line comes down the near wall. Makasinka comes in. Makasinka backhand shoots. Goaltender's going to make that save. And with 10:49, we are already at 7-1 on shots. And we're going to get another shot by Makasinka that ends in a stoppage. And we should be coming to... everybody's around the far circle, but I would think it would be the near circle, and that's where Stripes is headed. So they're all going to skate over here for this draw in the near circle with 10:49 to go. 2-1 Selects. Sherwood's going to step in and take it with Yenny and Makasinka. Dies on the dot. Sherwood puts it out. Howe can't handle it. Comes all the way back down. And will not be an icing since we did it. And Howe overskated it. Turns. Howe up the wall. Too far for Yenny. Doesn't come out. Far point. Hits Stripes in the backside and bounces. Yenny digs at it. Can't poke it out. Now she does get it out. 14ers throw it in, and that will be offsides. So we'll go to the dot in front of the Selects bench. And maybe there's been a permanent reduction in music volume, which will work a lot better for everybody, because that's a couple songs in a row that seem a little quieter. So we got Peets going to step in and take that draw. She pushes it ahead, and now Peets picks it up. She dumps it in as a 14er fell down. Peets is going to go chase that in the corner. Kinger's going to go around to the near side. Litz is going to step up and pick it up. Litz puts it low for King. All the way around. Stevens is going to have to go pick that up. Stevens sends it out to the point. Zivkovic, it bounces off her stick, and the 14ers clear it. Litz back to center. Litz ahead to King. King up the near wall. King centers for Stevens. Stevens drops it for Peets, who can't handle it, and it comes out. Litz up the wall. Too far for King. They push it back behind King to the near point. Out it comes. Litz steps up, picks it up. Litz is going to enter the zone, far wall. Litz down that far wall. Litz turning, drops into the center. 14er cuts that off. It was too far behind King. And here they come the other way. Zivkovic back, Stevens back. Zivkovic pushing that player to the wall. Shot, missed far side. All the way out to the point and out. 14ers regroup. Stevens pokes at it. Now the 14ers send it in off a skate of Peets. Litz picks it up there. Turns, surveying, looking up. Bounces it off the wall, and that got tipped by a 14er, which will negate the icing and enable the change as Claherty jumps on with Walkoskis and Klein. Walkoskis cuts that off. Walkoskis to Klein. Klein with a shot, missed again high. Klein's been shooting field goals lately and can't figure out why. She's been a little high. Now they battle in the corner. Walkoskis puts it into the center and nobody was there, and it comes back out to neutral as Klein battles with a 14er. Claherty steps in and takes it, dumps it ahead to Walkoskis up the near wall. Walkoskis battling with a 14er, and then you got Klein going to make a battle here now. Claherty steps in. Klein battling hard there. They continue to battle along the wall. Walkoskis comes in. Claherty pushes it into the corner where they're going to go again. 14ers send it around the backside to the far corner. Claherty steps in. Klein steps in. Comes all the way through, knocked down Walkoskis. Walkoskis to Klein. Klein puts it in front, can't get it to Claherty. Walkoskis can't get it to Claherty. It's loose in front, Claherty picks it up, backhand. Knocked down. Walkoskis stops, turns in the far circle. Drops it out to the far point. Dahl can't handle it. Kiesel steps over and prevents the break, but it chips oddly off the wall. Kiesel needs to hurry up. She gets there, separates that player from the puck, pushes it back up the wall, where Walkoskis' chip couldn't get it out. Now Walkoskis will come with it. Head pass from Dahl. Dahl was leaving it for Claherty, who went for a change, and didn't happen as she didn't see her as the 14ers push it in too deep, and it is on icing. So with 7:53, we're going to go to the far end here. We'll come to the near corner, and here comes a new group of players as we get Yanni out here with Sherwood and Makasenka, out back with Marshall and Howe. So we're going to bring Sherwood in here for this draw. Sherwood's going to take up. They're checking something. Oh, we got a 14er lose a glove on the bench. So they send the draw. It goes all the way across to the far point. Howe is not going to get there. They're going to send it out. Howe's going to pick it up, turn, send it back ahead for Yenny. Yenny has Sherwood ahead of her. Yenny bounces it off the boards. 14ers send it back ahead. Howe skates up, holds it, sends it in deeper past Sherwood. This time it's Yenny. Yenny pushes it into the near corner where they're going to go over and pick it up. Marshall on the far point. Marshall sends it across. Howe can't quite get it. 14ers are going to pick it up, and here they come 4-on-2. You got one heading to the bench, 3-on-2. They push it ahead. Marshall can't get a stick on it. It's going to go into the near corner. We'll go into that corner and battle for it. Marshall comes out of there with it, backhands it along the wall to the far corner where they push it by Howe. As that player fell down, that could have been a call on Howe. She got a stick up into her, but they didn't call it. Makasenka chips it by and out, and Yenny's going to go chase it down, but the 14ers will get there first. Makasenka puts a stick on it. Can't put it in deeper as the 14ers send it back. Pete's picked that up. Has to wait for the zone to clear. It does. Stripes is in the way, and the 14ers stop the puck. Here they come back the other way. I see Stevens. Marshall pushing that player low. She skates around Marshall, gets in there. It's in the crease. Stevens goes down. Puck loose in the crease. Stevens and a 14er collided and fell down, and here they come back the other way. As King chips it into the far corner. Stevens going to head to the bench after a quick shift. After that fall, you hope she's okay. We'll keep an eye on it. Litz comes in with it, backhands on the net. 14ers goalie tries to cover, can't. Litz again. Litz with an opportunity, bouncing puck. This time the 14ers goalie does cover it. And with 6:20 to go, we're going to get a draw in what should be the near circle. So Klein takes that draw. The 14ers push to the wall, Walkoskis. Walkoskis out to the near point to Litz. Litz dances around one 14er. Sends it. Loose in front. They're beating, they're banging. It's still loose. Still loose. They're still chipping at it. It's still loose. Still in the crease. This time it comes over to the near wall. Litz steps up, can't get it through. Walkoskis steps up, can't get it through. Goes over to the near side, or the far side, Claherty. They're battling along the wall to Walkoskis. Walkoskis into the near circle, gets around one. Gets around another one, shoots, misses. Puck behind the net, near wall. Litz is going to have to retreat as Klein comes over and takes it away and backhands it into the zone. 14ers have it there. Walkoskis pokes that away. Over to the goaltender. Walkoskis gets pulled down. She's going to retaliate. Be careful, Nora. She doesn't, and she thought about it and didn't do it. And now that puck bounces high back to center where Litz picks it up. Litz ahead as she falls down for Walkoskis. Walkoskis hits the red line, dumps it. Claherty goes into the near corner to chase it, while the rest of the team changes. Claherty's basically down there by herself as everyone else changed around her. Now we got Sherwood out there with Makasenka and Claherty. Sherwood battling in the near corner. They're gonna go at it a little bit over there. And puck comes up the wall to Kiesel. Kiesel sends it. Makasenka got a stick on it. It goes into the corner on the far side. Sherwood around back. Makasenka centers it. Sherwood or Yenny was there, couldn't get a stick on it. It comes to the near point. Kiesel's going to chase it down in neutral ice. Kiesel across to Dull. Dull, head. Hit Yenny, and Makasenka couldn't follow it. And here it comes back to Kiesel, who sends it in deep on the near corner. But it appears that at least Makasenka, maybe Sherwood, were offsides, and they hate this song on YouTube, so here comes the mute. Pete, Stevens, and King are out here as that puck is down the near wall. All the way across. Stevens hustling, trying to get there. She does get there. She separates that from the 14er. Centers, nobody there. Stevens turns again behind the net. Drops it off behind King. I'll tell you, the girls just want to have fun story. The next break we get. It isn't too loud. Puck comes all the way up the near wall. Kiesel sends it. Stevens with the tip. It doesn't go in. Stevens got a stick on it. Goalie got a pad on it. Down to Stevens low. Stevens turns. Puts it for King. King didn't ever stick on the ice. She could have had a tip there near wall. Sends it. They're battling along that near wall. King, Stevens comes out of there with it. It's going to be Peets. Peets skates around one, skates around another, loses it. King fell down. Peets in the corner. Peets puts it up the wall. Kiesel chips it. Battles there along the wall. Stevens comes out of there with it. She sends it down to the wall where Peets is going to pick it up. Peets around the backside. Peets, centering pass. King didn't ever stick on the ice again. The backside was open. Puck up the near wall. Kiesel can't get it in deeper. Peets is going to battle. They're battling along the wall. Stevens cuts that off. Stevens puts it into the far corner, and she heads for a change. Kinger puts it up high. It gets by Dull. Claherty's going to pick it up at neutral. Claherty backhands it. 14ers are going to pick that up. No, Peets. They send it back the other way as we complete the change, and I got Walkoskis out here now with Klein and Claherty. Klein battling along the near wall. Or I'm sorry, Walkoskis along the near wall. Separates that player from the puck. Klein stick goes up high as she loses it. It's in the near circle. Kiesel kicks it. Kiesel's been out here. Far side. Walkoskis shoots. Goalie tips that into the near corner. Klein follows that up into the near corner. They're going to battle there. 3 minutes to go. They send it down behind the net. All the way around. Out to the far point. Howe sends it. Goalie covers that one up. We're going to get a draw in that far circle. And I can tell you the story now. So Cyndi Lauper, girls just want to have fun. YouTube flags that for copyright violations instantly every time I upload the video. The good news is it's only banned for some reason in Russia. So they take the videos down for our Russian audience, which I get a lot of emails from Russia. They're not happy when that happens. So I try to make sure that I don't have that happen. Marshall sends it in deeper. Our Russian audience likes to watch our girls. It's about the only entertainment they have. It's either that or watching cheese on Russian TV. So into the far corner, it bounces. We've got Yenny. Yenny picks it up. Yenny backhands it out to Howe on the far point. Howe sends it. Goalie gloves it. And we're going to get a stoppage with 2:25. I hear there are only two channels in Russia. Similar to European vacation, it's either cheese or snow. As Josh dances, you can feel it in the camera. And we've got a little wavy action going on here on the bleachers as we get the draw in the far corner. Shot, goalie blocks that to the far wall. And it's going to go up that wall where Howe's going to cheat in and Marshall's going to hold it taut. She sends it, misses to the far side. And the 14ers are going to chip it over to the near wall where they're going to pick it up there. Marshall in way deep. Nobody covering her because Peets was going for a change. Marshall tried to send it, couldn't. She loses it. She ties the player up, and that lets Peets come back and pick it up. Peets waits for the zone to clear. Peets comes through. Peets under heavy pressure loses the puck. We get some other Selects players changing as the 14ers bounce it out. Marshall recovers. I see Stevens. Marshall lost the puck, and now King's going to turn and pick it back up and come back the other way. King ahead to Stevens. Stevens banks it off the wall. Pete's going to go dig that out. 14ers are going to get there first. Comes loose into the center. We were changing defensive pair, and Litz is going to retreat with Zivkovic. Try to push this player to the wall. She does. Gets around her. Throws it up high, and Eves knocked that down with her glove. Created a rebound situation, which King cleared to the far point. Far point shot. Bouncing puck knocked down by Zivkovic. Turn, shoot, miss to the far side, comes all the way around to the near side. Here comes King with Stevens trailing. Stevens tried to reach back for it as the pass got tipped, couldn't get it. Here come the 14ers back the other way. That puck gets knocked down by Zivkovic. She's going to pick it up behind the net, take it all the way around, and King's going to have to go dig that out. It's going to come up the wall. 14ers on the near wall, near point. We're going to get a shot from the near point. Eve's got some equipment on that, knocked it low. Shot off the side of the net. Shot up high over to the far side, far point 14ers. Nobody's out there. Stevens gets out there, gets something on it, and she hustled to get back out there, so there was nobody over there. And now we've got the puck coming to the near corner with 41 seconds to go. It dies in the near circle, try to get a shot knocked down by Litz. That's going to drift it out. 14ers are going to reset and regroup. They're going to send it across D to D with 31 seconds to go. They're catching us in a change. We need to hurry. King gets a stick out. They skate around her. Skate around a 14er. Top of the circle. Clawhardy gets a stick in. Puck still loose. 14ers over to the far point. Clawhardy, rebound, still banging. It dies on the line. Walkoskis picks it up over into the far corner with 5 seconds to go. Bouncing puck. Goaltender covers that up with 1.6. So we're going to get a draw, and that'll do it for one. In this near corner, we've got Walkoskis, Clawhardy, and Klein back out here with Kiesel and Dull. One draw, and that'll do it for period number one with 1.6 seconds on the clock. We'll see what Klein can do, but I guess the answer here is likely not much, as Stripes drops the puck, and that does it for period number one. We played one. We'll be back for two. I'll mute you out and be back. All right, we're back for two. I traded hand signals with DJ Loud Tina, so hopefully it gets a little better here for period two. 14ers up the near wall. As, Walkoskis stepped in and took that one away. Almost had an opportunity. Now behind the net, she centers, comes up high. Clawhardy can't get a stick on it. Clawhardy falls down over to the far side. She gets up, picks up, comes out of there with the puck. Walkoskis around one. Walkoskis around another one. High over the net. Lots of field goals. Another shot from Clawhardy high over the net. As Dull can't handle it there at the point. Klein picks it up, knocks it back, and it pops out as the 14ers come up the near side. Kiesel stands up tall and puts a shoulder into that player and knocks her off the puck. Shot loose in front again as Eves created a rebound. Kiesel's going to get hit for a cross check here. She did the right thing and got a girl off the doorstep, but she did it in a way that was just a little bit too obvious, and we're going to see Kiesel sit down on what I'm going to imagine is going to be a cross check here in front of the net. We had a dangerous rebound situation, and she stepped in there, and that is in fact the call. So Grace will sit on a cross check. Shots are 18-5 with 14-14 to go, second period, 2-1 selects. So out to kill it, we've got Yenny and Makasenka coming out here with Howe and Marshall, and we'll see what they can do. So that puck comes up to the near point. 14ers send it in deeper. Howe, gonna battle there low. Trying to send it up to Yenny, too far back to the point. They put it into the center. They get that shot off. Miss badly to the far side. They chip it in deeper. Now they try to center. Yenny got a skate on that. And this time it's going to be Marshall. Marshall at least got it back to neutral. And now here come the 14ers again as they dump it past Howe into the near corner where Marshall's going to get there first. She tried to send it hard around, and it came off a 14er skate. And goaltender Eves had to dive on that one in the corner there of her crease as it came off the 14er skate right at her. So now we're going to see Stevens come out here with Kinger. With Zivkovic and Litz, we're going to go to the far circle and see what we can do here on this penalty kill. We've got 1:03 to go on that penalty kill. 13:45 on the official clock. I'll get in line, which I now am, and it's over to the near wall. 14ers try to send it in as it comes out to the near point. We're going to get a shot from there. It gets stuck in Litz and a 14er. Comes back over to the near point. From that near point, we're going to get another shot, wildly inaccurate, over to the far corner where Litz is going to pick it up, bounce it, does not get it out on that far point. Now mid-wall. They center it. Zivkovic cut that off, and Stevens chopped it to the wall, but not out. Near point. Stevens steps up on it, separates the player from the puck, but can't get it out as the 14ers have it top of the center of the zone. They center it. They've got it down low backhand. Stevens picks that up. At this point, just get the red line and dump it. She didn't even get that, but she sent it lazily enough that it should not be and is not icing. So the 14ers pick it up behind 17 seconds to go. Stevens strips that player from the puck, comes out with it, tries to get a centering pass. Stevens with the backhand rolls off the side of the net. Short-handed with 9 seconds to go out to the point. Zivkovic sends it deeper to Stevens. Stevens centers it. King's there. Still there. Can't do anything with it. And Litz is going to step up. Penalty over. We're back to even strength as that puck bounces behind the net. And Clardy jumps on to join the play. This time they clear it out. It's going to go all the way back down. And Clardy's going to chase it with fresh legs as she came on when Kiesel came out of the box. They send it across to Zivkovic and Litz. And Litz is going to come out of there with it. She's going to take it in behind the net. 14ers had 6 players 30 feet from their bench with no call. Stevens coming up the far side. She's not going to have the angle. She's got P. Klein. Tries to put it in front for Klein. Can't. Comes around surveying. Tried to hit it while Koskis couldn't. Dahl comes in, picks it up, sends it across to Kiesel. Kiesel tries to send it. Can't. And the 14ers are going to send it back the other way. It's going to come all the way down where Dahl's going to pick it up. Turn to Walkoskis. Walkoskis ahead to Klein. Klein up ahead to Clardy. Clardy puts it down the line. In behind the net. Klein tries to stop that when she does. Klein centers. Walkoskis can't get a stick on it. 14ers take that away. Here they come back the other way. Some of our dads were saying this game's in slow motion. I tend to agree. We tend to match the speed of the team we play instead of use our speed to beat them, which is not a good thing, quite frankly, as the 14ers have it. They send it across. Now they send it back, and it's created some space on the far side. Kiesel hurries to get back. Gets in front of that player, pushes her to the wall. Centering pass cut down by Clardy. Clardy over to the wall and right to a 14er. And now we've got Walkoskis battling. Walkoskis pokes it back to center. 14ers pick it up, send it across. 11-11 to go, 2-1 selects. Game seems to have slowed down, which quite frankly doesn't favor us, I don't think. Now we've got Kiesel going to pick that up, flip it back to neutral. And the 14ers are going to pick it up and regroup between their defensive blue and the red. Dahl cut that off. Here comes Dahl. Dahl with Klein trailing, and they're going to call offsides because Makasenka had jumped on for a change. And this is that period where the change will trip you up here in the second. And now we're going to get a whistle, and we're going to bring the face-off to this dot right here in front of me. So Josh is imploring them to turn up the speed as Howe knocks it in. Sherwood fanned on a shot. Puck dies. Here come the 14ers back the other way. Marshall. This is how it looked when we were losing those games. When we lost 4 or 5 in a row. This is what this team looked like as Sherwood falls down. Stripes sitting on the boards as he was in the way. Makasenka stands up a player. They battle in front of the selects bench. Sherwood trying to raise a stick does. Puck into the far corner where Marshall's going to have to go pick it up. Marshall. Howe picks it up, sends it ahead. Makasenka.
Let's go 12.
Far corner. Makasenka knocks it low. Sherwood knocks it in behind the net, and nobody follows it. Yenny gets over there now, and it's too late as Howe steps up and tries to hold and can't. Marshall's going to have to chase this down. She's going to pick it up, take it all the way behind goaltender Eves. Marshall up the far side. Marshall still skating. Marshall still skating. Marshall still skating. Marshall comes in, tries to get it on her forehand, loses the puck into the corner, sends it around behind. Makasenka to the far corner. Makasenka out to Sherwood at the point. Sherwood covering Marshall, sends it down low for Makasenka. Goes all the way around. Stevens needs to hustle. She needs to get over there and pick it up. She does. She battles. They continue to battle as Peets steps in. Peets dancing in front. Puck loose in the crease. Bounces all the way across to the far wall. This time they chip it out. 14ers. You got Litz pushing that player to the corner. Litz separates that player from the puck. Centering pass cut down by Stevens. Stevens picks it up, comes back the other way. Stevens looks tired, quite frankly. She still has it. Stevens down the far wall. Stevens still skating with it, loses it. King doesn't get a stick on it as it drifts through the crease. Centers out front, and before Peets could get there, the goaltender for the 14ers covers that up. And we're going to get a wholesale change here as Walkoskis comes out with Klein and Claherty. We'll leave the wholesale front end anyway. Zivkovic and Litz stay out back as we're going to get a face-off here in the near circle. Klein with Claherty and Walkoskis. Zivkovic and Litz as they send it out to the point to Zivkovic. She got it down lower to Claherty. Claherty sent it in. It goes off the goaltender into the corner where Walkoskis is going to pick it up. Walkoskis up high to Claherty. Claherty around one. Claherty shot, didn't get through. Claherty recovers, sends it across to Litz. Litz fanned on a shot terribly, and it's going to turn into a breakaway. Zivkovic needs to hurry. She can't. Zivkovic got a stick in there, no call, as that player was concerned about the stick, but it didn't impact the shot, as that fan turned into a bad breakaway. And that should have been offsides, and they didn't call it. They missed that offsides. And Zivkovic gets cut down as Walkoskis holds it. We still should have been offsides on this play. They missed it, so let's watch this unfold. As Claherty picks it up on the far wall, sends it out to the far point to Dahl. Dahl sends it low. Klein going to have to go dig it out. 14ers are going to get there first. Comes up the near wall. 14er loses a stick. Zivkovic sends it in lower. 14er kicks it. Everybody's got their sticks back. 14ers up the far wall. This time it's loose as comes back to the near point. This time it's out, and the hockey gods have righted the world. Dahl stops, turns, surveys, has trouble getting out of the zone, and she does. And here come the 14ers back the other way. Zivkovic's going to turn, pick it up, send it up the wall, but not out. They're going to hold it there. It's loose in front. Stevens bangs at it, gets it ahead, and she's going to chase it down into that far corner. 14ers pick it up right to Dahl. Dahl skating. Stevens there for a rebound. Something tipped it, and it missed to the high right side, high far side. That puck's on the wall. Stevens is banging over their foot. Stevens comes out of there with it to King. Now King tries to put it up the wall. King down low past Stevens. They send it out to Dahl. Dahl comes out of there with it. Dahl intercepts. Dahl, her stick got tied up. She shot it wildly to the far corner. Yenny jumps on the ice and gets a stick on it. Now it goes in behind the net as Peets is going to go get it. 14er gets there first, sends it up the wall. Dahl can't hold back to neutral. Dahl stops, turns, sends it back. Comes off Peets' skate. And here it comes the other way as the 14ers knock Yenny off the puck, and now it's loose along their defensive blue line. They send it up ahead. It goes in, and that is an icing. So we'll come back down here. We'll go, looks like Stripes is going to the far circle for this draw. As we got Sherwood coming out here with Makasenka and Yenny. And we've got Howe coming out here with Marshall on the back end to get this draw in the far circle. Sherwood's going to step in and take this one as Stripes puts the puck down, and Makasenka sends it out to Marshall. Marshall across to Howe as the music went a little long. That puck was up high. Yenny got a tip on it, and everybody jumped out of the way as nobody could see it. Into the crease. 14ers clear that away. Now it goes across, and Makasenka took it but couldn't follow it. And now the puck comes back the other way. 14ers bumble it a little bit on the red line, and it comes across. Sherwood dumps it in deeper. Around behind Marshall, where Marshall's going to pick it up, bounce it off the wall. Out to Yenny. Here comes Yenny up the near wall. Yenny with Makasenka trailing. Yenny up the near wall, feeds it across to Makasenka. It didn't get there. Not enough on the pass. As Marshall steps up to hold it, and over, Sherwood overskates it, and here it comes back the other way. They send it out, and Howe has to turn. Howe looks for the zone to clear, sends it in, but Claherty and a change that was happening on the bench were both offsides. as we get caught again in the second period change. Got to be more careful than that. They're going to bring this one back to neutral center. Shots are 20-5 in favor of the Selects, according to the official board. And we're going to get this draw here with Klein, Clardy, and Walkoskis. Litz and Zivkovic as that puck drifts across the red line. Walkoskis kicks it in, and Clardy straddled the line to stay legal. And this time it comes out, Zivkovic. Zivkovic bumbles at her feet, dumps it in as Walkoskis puts an elbow into somebody. Goes all the way behind the net now. Walkoskis pressures, Clardy bounces it off the wall. Zivkovic swipes at it. They keep it in momentarily, and now it does come back out. Walkoskis tried to put it back ahead to Klein, couldn't. Here comes Clardy. Clardy up the far wall, gets around everybody. It's Clardy in the goalie. Clardy shoots. Clardy scores mid-height right side. Malia Clardy with the Selects goal, and it's 3-1 with 5:10 to go, second period. Pete, Stevens, and King out here for this draw. Kiesel and Dahl on the back end as this puck drifts towards the goal we want to go to, but the 14ers cover it as they... Oh, Pete's took it away. Pete's down low, had Stevens, didn't get there. Pete's kicking at it, it's loose in front. Stevens pokes, it's still loose. King poking, Pete's poking, everybody poking. Puck loose in front, they're all poking. And nothing happens as it drifts into the near corner. King throws it into Pete's feet. 14ers off the wall, Stevens skates in. Back to the point, Dahl. Dahl has to wait for the zone to clear. It doesn't, and that's going to be offsides. So we had a scramble there in front. They were whacking at it probably 4 or 5 times, and nothing happened to it as Pete's is going to step up and take this draw. And she pushes it into the zone, but the 14ers pick it up. Stevens off her skate. Now here come the 14ers back the other way and push it over to the far wall. Kiesel's back. Kiesel's going to separate that player from the puck, and King picks it up. King chips it ahead. Pete's is going to chase it. 14ers go D to D. Stevens got a stick on that, but didn't stop it. Dahl ahead to Stevens. Stevens tries to hit King, couldn't quite get it through. Now she gets it to King. King dumps it deep down on the far side. King picks it up. She has Dahl up high. She sees her. Dahl shoots wildly to the far corner. King or saw her. Dahl just couldn't get it lined up as Kiesel has it from the far point. Kiesel's shot blocked. Sherwood goes in and battles, and the 14ers are going to throw it out. Kiesel holds the point. Kiesel sends it in again. Bouncing puck got knocked down by somebody in front. Makasenka in the near corner. Makasenka behind the net to Yenny. Yenny centers. Sherwood didn't get a stick on that before the 14ers cleaned it up. Here they come up the far wall. Shots 23-5. They dump it by Kiesel down in behind the net, where Dahl is going to go pick it up. Dahl around. Dahl didn't come up. She's going to skate it. She had it. She waited too long. Now Makasenka picks it up. Makasenka loses it in front. Yenny throws it into the far corner. Makasenka throws it behind the net where Yenny's going to pick it up. Yenny out to the far point. Didn't have enough on it to get it to Dahl. 14ers cut that off, and here they come the other way. Dahl got a stick in, sent it back the other way. 14ers send it back to neutral. Yenny chips it back into the far corner. Selects go for a change. Clardy, Klein, Walkoskis. No, Walkoskis didn't get on. Clardy, Klein, Makasenka. Makasenka will get off, and this should get Walkoskis on. They get behind Marshall. Here they come up the far wall. Shot. Eve says no. Puck in behind the net. Klein shouldering. Still loose in front. Another shot knocked out of there by Marshall. Here comes Walkoskis now. Walkoskis jumped on. She gains the red line. Still skating with it as Clardy to her right. Still skating with it. Walkoskis comes in front. Gets around everybody. Shoots. Goalie knocks that down. Still loose in front. In behind the net now. Walkoskis knocks that player off the puck. Chips it around 114er into the corner. They chip it up. Klein knocks that down. Klein throws it behind. Walkoskis will go chase it down. 2:30 as that player gets sandwiched into the boards by Walkoskis. And no call as it comes out to the far point to Marshall. Marshall sends it bouncing into the near corner where 14ers are going to pick it up. Clardy steps in front of that one. They're going to beat and bang behind there, and Walkoskis will send it around where Marshall's going to pick it up, send it in deeper. Walkoskis heading to the bench, not with a lot of authority, but she got there as Clardy overskated. The 14ers picking it up. Now Clardy picks it up behind the net. Clardy gets beat and banged. Puck loose. Clardy down. King out to Howe. Howe looks across, dumps it lower where Klein's going to pick it up. Klein tried to go out to Marshall, couldn't. She sends it in lower as King picks it up, and Clardy goes for a change. 14ers are going to pick that up. Here come, it goes over Stevens' stick. Peets picks it up. Peets with room. Peets following Yenny. It's on her backhand. Now she loses it along the wall. Peets try to center as King gets pulled down, no call. Try to get it out to Stevens, couldn't get it through. They dump it to the wall, over to the far corner, where the 14ers are going to pick it up, send it up the wall. It felt like it rode along the rail. It didn't, and that should be, and is, an icing. So we will come back the other way for this draw. It'll be Stevens, King, and Peets with Zivkovic and Litz. We're going to come to, it should be the far circle. That's where Stripes is, even though the girls are coming to the near circle. As the 14ers goalie comes over to talk to a fan. And Stripes is coming to the far circle as anticipated for this draw. Peets, Stevens, King, Zivkovic, and Litz as Peets takes the draw. Puts it over to Stevens. She can't get a stick on it. Now Stevens gets a stick on it. Big save by the 14ers goalie up in her stomach and chest area. Stevens ripped that wrister from the faceoff. And we're going to do it again. Same circle, same players, different time on your clock. 1:15 to go. Peets is going to step in and take this draw. She does. It doesn't come over to Stevens this time. Goes out to the point where Litz struggles to handle it, and it's going to drift out. Litz regained it, sent it in, but that will be offsides. So we're going to go to the dot in front of the Selects bench, and this is another one that YouTube does not like. All right, so that draw. Kinger comes there in with it, loses it. Litz regains. Litz sends it up the wall. Peets gets pushed off at Stevens. Stevens up the far side through the snow, loses the puck. 14ers send it out. You got Peets fell down over there. She's got to get back up. Now they send it in, but Peets was trying to roll out of the zone as she could not get her feet. And that's going to become an offsides with 49.5 to go in this second period. 3-1 Selects. So we're going to come here to the near dot in front of me, to my left, and let's see who we got out here. I see Yenny, I see Makasenka, I see Sherwood out here with Zivkovic and Litz. Sherwood steps in, pushes it forward. Makasenka can't follow it, and it goes over to the far wall. Up that far wall as Dull raises his hands. He forgot he had a big piece of glass protecting him. Litz ahead, too far for Makasenka. Sherwood needs to hurry. They got him beat if they hurry. Sherwood turning, has the angle, shoots! Puck loose in front. Yenny had overskated it, couldn't get the rebound. 14ers pick it up, send it back the other way. Zivkovic tried to cut that off. It's one-on-one with Litz. Litz takes the angle, let the goalie play goalie. Shoot high over the net into the far corner, 20 to go. Over to that far wall. This period's been tilted. It would be a shame to give one up here. As it dances in on Eves, she's going to cover. No, she didn't cover it up. Oh, I shouldn't have said it. Eves fumbled that one, didn't cover it, and it goes in. I shouldn't have said it. I just had that feeling something was going to happen. And don't you know it, Eves couldn't get her paw on that one, and it was drifting along the goal line, and they poked it in on her. And it's 3-2 Selects. All right, Klein steps in here with Walkoskis and Clardy as Dull picks it up. Dull sends it up the wall to a 14er with 5 to go. That one hurt as Klein knocks that player off the wall. That was interesting at best, and that'll do it for 2. We played 2. It's 3-2 Selects, and I'll be back for 3. So I owe my buddy Aaron an apology. He flinched when that puck came at him, and I poked fun at him saying that there's a big piece of glass there, and he shouldn't have done that. And now the more I look at it in the break, there is no glass there. He is exposed. So I take back my poking fun at Aaron. He was right to flinch as that puck came up. And there is no glass protecting him. So Claherty, Walkoskis, and Klein out back with Kiesel and Dahl talking to some of the dads during the break. There's just no urgency to these selects today. And we've seen this before. They need to play with that urgency. And they're not doing it right now. So we'll see what happens in this third period as the 14ers certainly have it. And we need our selects girls to get it back as Walkoskis falls down, loses the puck. Shot up high. Eve's got a blocker on that one. You can just feel the momentum changing, and I don't say that lightly, as Klein picks it up on the near wall. Klein sends it up, cannot get it out. This time she does get it out, but the 14ers are going to beat him to the open puck. They're going to send it over as Klein falls down. That puck went in, and Klein's trying to hold it from the ice, and somebody got cut down over there, and it goes in down that far wall as Klein gets dumped. As these two continue to battle, refs are going to let them play as they battle on the near wall. Claherty gets tied up with a couple of players, and they all fall down. You got Walkoskis taking a shot, and she gave it right back as the 14ers get around Dahl. You got Pete stepping over there to provide some support. Puck comes into the near corner where Kiesel picks it up. Kiesel puts it ahead to Claherty. Claherty chips at it, can't hold it. She pushes it over to the far corner, but just doesn't follow it, and that's the problem. And that's the effort we're talking about. And it's not just Malia. Kiesel picks it up on a turnover. Kiesel shoots up high. Goalie knocks that into the far corner. But that little bit of effort just isn't there. There's a net guard on the ice. 14ers. Stevens try to step in front. Comes all the way through. Arm is up, and it will be an icing. So we'll come back down here for this face-off as Josh is imploring them to get some energy going here. We'll see if they can do it as we're going to change up again. Yenny, Sherwood, and Makasenka come out here with Marshall and Howe. We're going to that far circle. And we're going to take a draw over there as Sherwood steps in for this draw. Comes across. Yenny can't quite handle it. Howe pushes it down the wall. Makasenka's there. 14er steps into her. They're going to battle. 14er, Yenny, and the 14ers come out of there with it. That's a continued problem. And here they come with it. As they come up the near wall, Marshall's going to push her to the corner. They center it. It gets all the way in. And Eves again struggles to get something on it. She finally does. And we get a whistle as Eves didn't get a piece of equipment down on that one as it came into her. And here comes King, Stevens, and Peets. Looks like we're going to stick with Marshall and Howe out back for a defensive zone draw. Mel's going to step in and take this one as we got 13-12 to go in a 3-2 game. So that puck dies on the dot. 14ers are coming out of the way. It comes into the center. Howe knocked that to the corner. Peets up the wall. 14ers try to center. It goes in behind the net. All the way over to the far side where Howe is going to pick it up. Howe looking ahead. Howe try to put it ahead for King. Too far. 14ers pick it up, come back the other way. They're battling there, and 14ers pick it up here neutral. They're going to come back the other way. Up the near wall. They put it in behind the net where Howe is going to pick it up. Howe loses it back there. 14ers are battling her for it, and they're winning that battle right now. That 14ers player was hooking Howe, no call. 14ers player falls down. Now Peets jumps in. 3 14ers, Peets and Howe. And Peets is going to come out of there with it as it drifted to the near corner. Here comes Peets. Peets skating hard up the near wall. Peets uses King as a pick. Try to get it to Stevens, too far. And now the 14ers are going to come back the other way. Puck up the far wall, 14ers. Taken away by Peets. Peets has Stevens up ahead. Peets better take this one herself, though. Skate up. Peets loses it at the red line. And they turn and come back the other way. The 14ers do as it's poked off by Zivkovic. Too far for Peets, and the 14ers are coming back the other way. 14ers send it in. Zivkovic cuts it off. I see Sherwood out here now with Makasenka and Yenny. As Sherwood dumps it in behind the net, Makasenka needs to go follow that up. 14ers get there first. Yenny can't get a stick on it. 14ers. Here they come up the near wall. Now they bring it into the center. Turning. Oh, fanned on the shot. Drop shot. Eves got something on that one. And with 11:33, we're going to get another draw here in the near circle. So Stripes takes it to the far circle as dies on the dot. They're still battling for it. 14ers again beat him to the open puck. Now Stevens will pick this up. Here she comes. She's got King streaking. She tried to put it off the wall to her. This time she got it ahead to King. King couldn't handle the pass. It's going to come all the way down, and the 14ers are going to get there first. King comes out of there with it. She can't quite handle it as the 14ers apply pressure. King still battling. Pete's now behind the net. Pete's with it. Pete's puts it up front loose. They're still beating. They're banging. King gets knocked down, and the goalie covers that up with 11:07 to go. With King, Peets, and Stevens as Yenny or Kiesel and Dahl out back as they're going to bring this up the near wall. 14ers chip it around Kiesel. Dahl's going to get there. No, yeah, that Dahl will get there first. She goes all the way around back, puts it up the wall, doesn't get it to Stevens. They center it King. King up to Stevens. Here comes Stevens. King goes to the bench on the rush, and Stevens gets the red line dumps and does the same thing. Peets will try to go chase it out. It's her and the entire 14ers team as we changed a couple of the front end anyway. Cuts across as Yenny steps in, holds it, Makasenka. Makasenka coming across with it. Makasenka gets a shot off. Goaltender knocked that down, created an odd rebound as Dahl has it on the far wall. Nobody's covering Dahl. Makasenka needs to get up and cover Dahl or this is going to be a problem. The 14ers send it over to the near wall where everybody's now back to their rotated position as they bounce it off that wall and they take it in behind their goaltender. 14ers up the far wall. Yenny gets a stick in there, can't handle it. Dahl back ahead to Yenny. Yenny bounces it off the wall to Makasenka. Makasenka battles, sends it in. Yenny can't get a stick on it. 14ers pick it up, come back the other way. Sherwood separated that 14er, but another one picks it up, goes down the far wall. Kiesel gets in front of that one, blocks a shot. That was Marshall. Marshall sends it around back to neutral, where Makasenka battles. And now Yenny comes in, and the 14ers knock it down that near wall. They get a shot off. Kiesel, we're going to get a penalty here. It's going to be on Yenny. We're going to send Yenny to the bench, to the box for, we'll see what the call is. It was behind the play. I didn't see it. We'll see what Stripes calls. They're going to get her for a hook. And we're going to be on the kill here. They're going to send out Claherty, Walkoskis, Howe, and Marshall. And the momentum was already swinging the wrong way, and this just makes it worse. So we'll see what happens here as Walkoskis steps in and takes this draw. They direct Marshall and Claherty out of the circle. It goes behind the net. Claherty, 14er player fell down. Claherty bounces it up the wall, but not out as they still battle. It comes in lower. Now Howe's going to have to pick it up. Howe in behind the net, up the far wall. Howe tried to bounce it out, couldn't. 14ers hold it. Howe again. This time Howe gets it out. Claherty's not going to get there before it turns into an icing. So with 9:18 to go, 1:08, the penalty to Yenny. We're going to get some new killers out here as looks like King's going to jump on with Klein. And we're going to keep Marshall and Howe on the backside with 1:08 to go. And the penalty to Yenny. We're going to go to the far circle to Eves' left. And we'll see what happens here with the remaining penalty time here. As Klein puts that face off to the wall. Howe ties it up, which is as good as a clear. They continue to battle over there. Howe's just tying it up, which is fine. We're killing that time. We're killing the time, and it comes up the wall, it drifts out. So that's good. We killed 15, 20 seconds of the penalty that way. Klein, it comes off her shin guard. King couldn't jump it. Here come the 14ers back the other way. They stop, they turn, they look, it's loose in front. Klein bounces it off the wall back to neutral. They have to regroup. Down to 35 seconds of the penalty. Puck loose again. Howe needs to get the red line and dump. She didn't get the red line, but she didn't dump it all the way. So the 14ers are going to pick that up. D to D in their own defensive zone. They're going to come up the near wall with 23 to go. They chip it by King. Marshall picks it up. Marshall tried to send it out, couldn't. Now she's going to pick it up. She's going to send it in from behind the red line, and that will be an icing. So with 13 seconds to go, we'll come down here to the near circle. Didn't quite get to the red line before she dumped that one. And Claherty and Walkoskis come out here with Zivkovic and Litz to kill off the last 13 seconds of this penalty to Yenny. And we'll see if they can do that as the 14ers step in to take the draw. Here comes Stripes. He's ready to drop the puck, and Walkoskis dies on the dot and comes across to Claherty. She can't get it out. Walkoskis does get it out, and the 14ers regroup. They send it back across, and goes into the far corner, where they send it up. Zivkovic holds. Zivkovic shoots, knocked down by a 14er, and it goes over to the near wall, where the 14ers are going to get there first. They're going to take it in behind their own net, and they're going to bring it up that wall, where Zivkovic is going to hold the point. Send it in deeper. Klein was already breaking back on coverage and isn't able to get in there. As Litz picks it up, Litz sends it in off the boards behind the net. Walkoskis goes to battle. They send it by her. Zivkovic holds down to Walkoskis. Walkoskis battling with a 14er there. She comes out of there with it. Sends it in front. It's loose. Clardy kicked it. Couldn't get a stick on it. Still loose. 14ers pick it up. Litz has to retreat. Litz back in neutral. Sends it back the other way, but Walkoskis hadn't quite gotten out. And with 7:30 to go, that's going to be offsides. So here comes Yanni with Sherwood and Makasenka. Dahl and Kiesel on the back end for this draw in the near dot. So we're going to have Sherwood take this draw. She chips it into the zone. 14ers send it back out as it comes across the line. Stripes in the way. It's in front of the 14ers bench now, as the coach is over there demonstrating something with a stick. Puck drifts in. They chip it back out. Here comes up the near wall. Kiesel. Kiesel picks it up, sends it back the other way. 14ers top of their defensive zone. They send it across, cut off by Sherwood, but it popped out, and Yenny and Makasenka were offsides. It was close, but it did pop out. As Stevens comes out here now with Kinger and Peets. Peets will take this draw. Stevens whispers something in her ear, and we'll see what happens as Peets is going to take this draw as they wait for Sherwood to get off the ice. She does. It dies on the dot. Peets pushes it in behind Stevens. They send it out around King over to the near wall. Kiesel cheats up. Kiesel sends it in. King's going to go chase it. King comes out of there with it. King finds Peets in the center. Peets doesn't get the shot off. Stevens shot. Stevens again. Rebound. They send it back. Kiesel. Oh, Kiesel fanned on it. She's got to turn on the Jets. Here come the 14ers up the wall. They get a shot off. It goes to the far side. Kiesel did enough to get back. It bounces off the wall. Dahl. Now Stevens. Stevens sends it across to Kiesel. Kiesel puts it ahead to Peets. Peets kicks it. There she comes. Peets fanned, trying to dump it into the corner. It goes into that corner, where it comes back to King. King loses it to Peets. Peets pushes it up the wall. 14er steps into her. There's two of them. They're still beating and banging. Peets comes out of there with it. All the players are together as Peets backhands it into the wide open right-hand side of the net. Melanie Peets skated across the top of the zone and backhanded it into the wide open near side. And that's 4-2 selects on a nice goal by Peets as Stevens collides with a 14er heading to the bench. Completely unintentional. Peets was skating across and she pulled that backhand way backhand, and it's 4-2 selects. We're going to get a draw here as Klein steps in to take it. Goes across, 14ers have it there. They're going to go up the far wall, they chip it. Howe puts it behind the net. 14ers are going to get there first. Now there's traffic, it goes in off the back of the net. Howe, still there, 14ers. Put the shot off, it's loose in front. Spinning, turning, knocked down by Marshall. Klein fell down, Marshall has it. She's going to pick it up, she's going to bounce it off the wall. This one's going to come out and be offsides. So we'll come here to the near circle and get a face off here. We'll keep Marshall and Howe, but it looks like we're going to go to Yenny, Makasenka, and Sherwood up front, playing with three lines, short two forwards. As they take that draw, drifts along the blue line, and DJ Noisy Noise is a little late on the music there. So we've got Howe over to 14er who shoots it, and Eves covers that up with 5:34. We're going to go to the far circle again, and we will be back with you as they get ready to drop it. Stripes drops it and dies on the dot, and we get Sherwood clears it, but not out. 14er shoots, it goes over to the far corner. As Howe picks it up, she gets pushed off it. Now Howe gets bodied into the wall. We got Sherwood, Howe, and a couple of 14ers battling for it over there. It comes out, Makasenka can't get a stick on it, it's loose in front. Marshall blocked the puck, but couldn't pick it up, and now Sherwood's battling with a couple of 14ers back there. Makasenka sticks a stick in, and it's going to be Marshall coming out of there with it. Marshall pokes it ahead, here she comes. Marshall still skating with it up the near wall. Marshall stops, turns, spins, backhands it as a 14er. Twisted her ankle around her own stick. It's loose, comes off the side of the net, and never got it out front as it gets by Litz. Goes all the way down, and will be an icing. So with 4:46, we'll come back down here. That icing took forever, and we will get face-off here in the far circle. That face-off came over to the near point. Litz holds it on her shoulder, her knee pad as King tries to hold it. Now Stevens skates up, knocks it low, where Peets is going to have to go dig it out. It comes out, gets past Stevens up the near wall. 14ers have it. Litz has to retreat. She's the only one back as they tried the head pass. It got tipped, and looks like Eves is going to leave it in the corner for Zivkovic. It bounces up the wall to Stevens. Stevens has Peets streaking. Stevens, lazy, didn't get it out, but this time it's King. King gets it. King with Peets ahead. King has Peets. King shoot. Goalie knew Peets was coming and gave up. No rebound with 4:14 to go. That clear just wasn't enough, and luckily it bounced out anyway. And we're going to get a face-off in the far circle. Will Smith is welcoming us to Miami as the puck is out to the far point to Zivkovic, bouncing high off a tip into the near corner. And Walkoskis leaves it low for Klein. I promise you Beaver Falls in February is as far from Miami as you could possibly get. Out front to Klein. Klein puts it through the goal mouth and just drifts and dies there as Klein recovers, comes back, get out of the way, Stripes. Puts it under Stripes' feet, out to Zivkovic. Zivkovic holds it, skates around a player. Zivkovic bounces the puck off of a 14er in behind the net, where Klein picks it up. Klein skating, lots of room. Oh, Klein fanned on the pass, and the 14ers are going to pick that up, send it back to neutral. Litz across to Zivkovic. Zivkovic lazily up the boards, and it doesn't get to Walkoskis. She takes it away, though, and sends it in. And the 14ers are going to pick it up on the far wall, send it back out. Yenny. No, that was Kiesel. Kiesel chips it in. Clardy can't hold it, comes past Kiesel. Arm is up, but it's not going to be icing as it dies, and Dahl picks that up. Dahl, 3:10 to go. Dahl all the way up through everybody. They're going to call a tip and no icing as it goes in behind. We got Makasenka chasing it. Kiesel and Dahl, as I see Yenny and Sherwood coming on, but it's like they're in a different time zone. Now they chip it up the wall. Yenny can't knock it in, and here come the 14ers. Dahl needs to hurry. Puck's going to get to the end line. They're going to tie each other up back there, and that's going to let Kiesel pick it up. Around to Sherwood. Sherwood up ahead to Yenny. Yenny tried to bounce it to past a 14er, couldn't. They pick it up and come back the other way. 14ers. Reset. Bounce it off the wall. Too far. Kiesel. Kiesel bounces it back the other way. 14ers at their blue line. Send it ahead. Here they come up the near wall. They bring it in clean. Dance it to the top of the zone. Eves gives up a bad rebound. Gets back in place and makes another save as that puck comes to the near wall. They're beating, they're banging. You got Kiesel in there taking a shot. She comes out of there with the puck. Sends it around to Dahl. Dahl can't get it ahead to Yenny. Comes off Sherwood's stick to a 14er in the crease, in behind the net. 14ers pick it up 2 minutes. Through the goal mouth. Rebound. It's in front, and Eves covers it up, and Kiesel and the team clear them out in front of the net. Kiesel and Sherwood, we're cleaning them out of there. So now we're going to get Peets, Stevens and King, Marshall and Howe, as Peets is going to step in and take this. 33-14 on the shot clock, 4-2 on the scoreboard. Minute 56, Stevens picks it up. She's got King streaking. Here comes Stevens up the far wall. Stevens gets around one. Stevens over to King. Beautiful pass, and the goalie makes a save at the last second. Stevens saw her streaking. King had it, and the goalie got that leg out and made a pass, made a save at the last second as Kiesel turns. Too far for Peets. Peets picks it off. Here she comes. Around one, Peets comes in, dancing Melanie Peets. Big save by the goaltender. Okay, so that was a goal. The referee didn't point. It went in. Peets, they're going to give Peets a goal there. I was as confused as you are at home. And they're going to give Pete's a goal there on that play. Must have hit the back of the net and dropped right out as that dies on the dot. And Klein knocks it back to Howe. Howe bounces it ahead too far for Claherty. And that'll go all the way through and be an icing with a minute 19 to go. So we're going to have a minute 19. We're going to go to the far circle. And with a 5-2 goal differential, I'd have to imagine Tendy's going to stay in the net to my right. And we're just going to play this one out. But stranger things have happened. Marshall, Klein, Walkoskis, Howe, and Claherty. That's not the line, but you know where they all play. Klein steps in for this draw as the drums echo in the night, and Claherty comes up the far wall. Claherty through neutral, Claherty regaining, Claherty up the far wall, knocks it into the zone as she falls down. Into the corner, past Claherty. She steps in front of them, and Howe cleans that up. It bounced past her, and she got enough body on him to hold him up and prevented the break. 48 to go in the near corner now. Walkoskis battling with a couple of 14ers. They tie it up, quite frankly. That's a good strategy at this point. And that's what they're going to do. They're going to tie it up in the corner. Klein's going to come help her. Klein comes out of there with it. Now Walkoskis with it. Walkoskis skates across. Walkoskis shoots. Goaltender save. Covers it up 33-5 on the arena clock. Sherwood, Makasenka, and Yanni come out here. Litz and Zivkovic out back. Over to the near wall where Sherwood battles, holds it. Makasenka comes out of there with it. Makasenka with room. Makasenka shoots. Tipped, goes to the far corner where the 14ers. Makasenka again with some room. Makasenka skates into the center, loses it to a 14er with 17 seconds to go. Here they come. Litz steps in front of them, pushes them to the wall. Zivkovic gets a stick in front. Makasenka chips it back the other way as a 14er player had fallen down so they couldn't enter the zone. Yanni takes it away. Yanni. Here comes Yanni. She's in way too deep. Can't do anything with it. She's going to stop, turn, hold, try to throw it in front for Sherwood. That's going to do it. And your Steel City Selects are going to take game one in our own tournament by a score of 5-2. I will mute it out, give you the handshake, and we'll be back tomorrow morning for the next round robin game. Have a good rest of your Saturday.